Right then, apprehensive, definitely. I've got so little faith in this car. I'm a cameraman. So since the last little vid, I've put all the electric power steering on. That went shockingly well actually. Adjusted the ride height a little bit and put a passenger seat in. So a little more sociable on track days. Although, yeah, like I say, this car has got me at my wit's end really. It's just not working properly. And hopefully it kind of does today and surprises me, and we can have some fun. Right, so I've gone out and done 2 sessions now, and yeah, I look happy, don't I? I don't bloody know. I'm driving shockingly bad. My driving is fucking awful in this thing at the moment, and I'm trying to slow it down to then get a bit smoother and then speed it back up, but realistically, I'm just struggling. The suspension feels terrible. It just feels so wallowy, and it's on the hardest settings now, so it feels just wank. Right, I've got a bit of a confession, although it's probably pretty obvious. I was overdriving, massively overdriving, just a bit flustered and dropping into third in places, forcing it to go a gear lower than it actually wanted to be. So I've tidied everything up, chilled out, and I'm not overworking the car anymore. You know, it's going into fourth, not third, and the corner exits are now smoother because of it. There's less to do on the corner entries, dropping 1 cog, knock 2, and I'm feeling loads better about the car, and a bit of moisture. actually suddenly makes the dampers feel about right for Oulton in the damp rather than Oulton in the dry. So it's getting there, it's getting there. Right, so yeah, I nipped home at lunch. The Mark 1 was just, I don't know how to say this without sounding so detrimental. It was alright, but I'm in the Mark 3 now for the afternoon. I just really wanted to get in it. I've had so much fun on the road in it. I want to see what it's like on track as well. So these days are few and far between, and Oulton is 20 minutes from my house. So I've got an hour for lunch. And I've nipped back and grabbed the Mark 3. Mark 1 is okay, it's in one piece, still works, drove home, so bit of a win. Yeah, let's go and have some fun. And it's just started raining, so PS4s and 160 horsepower Mark 3, this should be pretty fun. I'm just smiling. I'm just smiling. The freaking laps are just so much more fun. I don't know whether it's just because lower grip levels, more predictable grip levels, even in the wet. More predictable car because it's not freaking overly complicated and been absolutely butchered by Will in his garage over the last 12 months. This is just simple thrills. It's just ace. I love it. It's not perfect. I don't care it's not perfect. It's just so fun. I'm gobsmacked actually by how benign it feels. I just keep expecting it to be a bit more twitchy. I love it. I just fucking love it. More laps. It's got this amazing characteristics that if you're trailing the throttle through and you lift off, it'll pivot the car really nicely. It's not like a lift off oversteer as it is as much as lift off more turn in. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It just shifts the weight round beautifully, and it's just you can get the front end to point in more just by throttle application. Not only can you do it by giving it a little bit more, you can actually do it by giving it a little bit less too, and the braking, everything just feels amazing. I just love it. I just bloody love it. And I'm sat here in nice interior. Just I'm getting old, and I know that. Right, back from Oulton Park, and both cars made it back okay. First off, I mean, I know I probably sound like a little brat or something, just complaining, oh, my car doesn't feel right now. I mean, straight up, I know these are the most trivial problems anyone will ever have, and it was a dreamy day, absolute dream day. You know, I love it, and they complement each other so well, because one's good and one works and the other is the opposite of that. But no, I'm only joking. I mean, I've got to admit, I watched the footage back and I was quite harsh on the Mark 1. The Mark 1 has clearly got some ability behind it. It's just masked at the moment. I even had a few people look at the vid and go, you're not driving how you normally drive, what's wrong? Probably two things. Number one being that the coilovers are just so soft, meaning I actually have to control the body weight and control the roll and the wallowing kind of bag of mush, it felt like. And number two, I've not been on a track pushing my own car for a fair while now. It's been a good while building this bag of bolts, so it was really good to get back out, and that thing didn't fill me with confidence, whereas getting back in the Mark 3 was exactly what I needed, crawling slowly back up to the ability I was at before COVID hit and kind of put everything on hold for all of us, really. So really chuffed with how the day went. Yes, there's things we instantly need to sort out with the Mark 1, biggest one being the coilovers. I could try and get them revalved or get different spring rates. I might do, but I'm hoping that I can just get some nice club race. So other than the coilovers being a big glaring thing, I mean, obviously you probably heard on the video, the exhaust's kind of rubbing against one of the chassis rails, so I'll sort that out. Little teething problems we always knew I was going to have, and that's fine. But a big one, I think the air intake temps are just strangled by that intake setup. I think I tried too hard to make it look well packaged and pretty, whereas it just doesn't really work. So that'll be getting reconfigured ASAP, and bonnet vents. I just don't think any of that hot air has anywhere to go, and I actually don't like the fact that I've kind of covered all the manifold up with a heat shield. I just don't think that's helping anything. I think it's just trapping everything in. I mean, I don't know. This is just me kind of guessing, but it just doesn't feel right. And I guess if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. So let's try again. Unfortunately, I've had loads of issues with my little cam checked gauge, so I wasn't able to monitor anything, which is gutting. So hopefully get that working ASAP, and I'll be actually able to track intake temps then. See what happens. So other than that, it's really now down to, it's winter now really. It's suddenly just gone winter. That's why I've got the Mark 3 now, so I can get out and enjoy lots of cheap weekend track days. So get out on that as much as possible while slowly progress the Mark 1 through winter and get that ready for spring. But the Mark 3, oh, mate, I just loved it. I just loved it. It was just so simple and just, I mean, the Mark 1, I've had to build it with performance key, you know, fast, optimize everything, just it needs to be fast. I'm trying to make it into a race car, whereas all the other builds I've ever done have all been focused around fun, so I can let things go and I can just build things. It doesn't matter how fast the thing is, it was all about having a laugh. And it felt like that in the Mark 3. You know, you can't give a car more performance and more grip and more pace and expect that limit of grip to be as inviting and as lovely and playful as the Mark 3. Road tyres, perfect. PS4 tyres were absolutely perfect, and having a good battle with that Caterham, it was just dreamy. And we had a good chat afterwards for 20 minutes. It's just what track days are about. And I'm so glad to be getting them back in, and hopefully all the woes we've had with the Mark 1 are getting behind us now, and we can start having some real fun. So with the Mark 3, I've got some Castrol SRF fluid I'm going to put in, and little geo check before the next track day, and I really want to get the harness in as well. Just I didn't feel like the seating position was perfect. It was still, the seat's too bolt upright for me because I like to lay back quite a lot. So to have the harness on will make me kind of be able to not have to focus on holding my weight so much on the palms of my hands when I'm steering. You probably noticed a few of my inputs when things got really sideways weren't as smooth as I normally like to be, and that was one of the reasons. Not trying to make up excuses, because obviously I am rusty as well. So other than that, moving forward, the only thing, I don't want to sound like an idiot because it was an immense car, and it is an immense car, but the gearing just kind of saps it a bit. So I'd love to see if I could get the 6-speed gearbox in there, maybe with a lightweight fly. The clutch is a bit fruity anyway, so it's probably needing doing soon. So with the 6-speed normal cars come with a 3.7 final drive, and the 5-speed, like mine is, comes with a 4.1. So putting the 6-speed in with my diff final drive ratio should wake things up, liven things up a bit. So thanks as always for taking the time to watch the vids and all the support. It's absolutely brilliant. So we've got a good few vids coming out soon with Matt and the K20 MR2, which should be fantastic. And obviously I'm going to keep on progressing with the Mark 1, and I'll document all of that throughout winter, all while doing as many track days as we can in the Mark 3, and still got quite a few vids to do on that little series I've been putting together. The next one will be on adding character to the engine and the platform in general, and another one on just the Meister R's, because as you saw from this vid, I'm so impressed with them. So yeah, should be good. And yeah, hopefully see you guys all at track day soon.